Hey guys, my name is Natu. Something about me is I'm super into fitness. And from the age of 12, in middle school, figuring myself out. Got a personal trainer that trained me, learned the basics of just athletic movements and stuff like that, right? Moving through high school, got into track and field, basketball, rugby, and finally football. And football captured me. And this is in Canada, Ottawa. So from there, played on a bunch of different teams. Some of them may know me, such as the Mustangs, Cumberland Panthers, my high school, Glebe High School, the Ottawa Sooners when I was grade 11, and going to Team Ontario in between that. And this was 2011 at the time, so that was Lethbridge, Alberta, where I went. And finally committing to Queen's University, playing there for 4 years, calling it a day, coming back and just like doing software, building software, and meanwhile taking my fitness to the next level. Now that school is done, it's just about, becoming the best I can be. And so that's a bit about me. And what's weird is that even though I was into sports and into getting fit for sport reasons, it's weird that I'm still into it. And part of the reasons why I'm still into it and still learning so much from, like, for example, the ISSA textbook, coaches and personal trainers alike, and ex-players, is because fitness was kind of like one of the underlying reasons as to why I enjoyed it so much. And knowing that it was because of fitness that influenced all of these different sports, of me playing all these different sports, was the thing that kept me going. And yeah, so this is definitely in my blood. And so I'm just going to take you through kind of how to achieve your fitness goals, some principles to keep in mind of as you're achieving your goals, and how I can help you achieve your fitness goals. So we'll go through all of the things. So first, there was a book by Michael Hyatt called Your Best Year Ever. I'll go into that and some of the principles that apply to fitness. And going from there, I'll go into my free fitness assessment that I give to all my Instagram users and my users from freeworkoutkits.com, my fitness website. That's what that one is. And just go into like how it can actually help you achieve your goals on a customized basis. I'm here to show you how to achieve your fitness goals this year. So let's get right into it. Why waste time? I've been reading a book called Your Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt, and it's been phenomenal in the sense of showing people that when you actually set out to achieve a goal, it can be something that can be echoed in many different aspects of your life. I'm looking at fitness in this case, right? And so this book actually goes into reasons people do and don't achieve their goals, and how to actually break down the process. The first key inside of the book goes into why it should be detailed as possible. So when you make a plan, he uses something called the SMARTER acronym. And so having your goals being specific, measurable, actionable, risky, time keyed, exciting, and relevant. When your goals, encompass all these things, then you would have no reason as to be ambiguous and vague and unmotivated to achieve them, right? So let's say that let's say your goal is to quote unquote become toned in 2018, or become fitter in 2018, for example, toned. That's a start. However, if you're more specific, then you would say something along the lines of, I want to go from 21% body fat to 14% body fat, and I want to be able to run 4 miles without getting tired in 2018. See, that's a goal that, it's two different worlds, right? One actually breaks down the process and the things that are desired, the desirable outcomes. And the other is a start. However, it can be attributed to so many different things. So next, he goes into why intrinsic motivators are greater than extrinsic motivators. There's so many different examples. So let's say your goal to become toned in 2018, You want to become toned in 2018 so you can try to impress somebody. Try to impress like some girl, for example, right? The thing is that when your goals are extrinsic, then um, then they're not as powerful. Rather than if the goals are intrinsic. So, for example, you're at work. You know, your boss tells you if you don't do this, there'll be trouble. That's an extrinsic motivator because it's something that's outside of you that's motivating you to do something. However, if you're at work and you're doing work that was on a nonprofit sector, for example, and part of your core values is to give back to the world, doing the work would be something that's part of you anyway. So you would naturally feel more motivated to excel in it in that sense. So it always goes back to what's motivating you, what's your driver. Extrinsic motivators are unavoidable. However, it's important to have the intrinsic motivator as kind of the bedrock as to our achieving our goals. It's a good thing to think about. Next step is taking incremental steps. For example, let's say I want to do a handstand. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to start with dumbbell military press, then maybe some jerks, then learn some incline push-ups, and then increase the incline all the way until you're leaning against the wall doing a handstand hold, then you do scapula push-ups, then you do the full handstand push-ups away from the wall. So those are some examples of incremental steps one can take. And incremental steps are in every exercise, and it's something that's essential. So the second last point is that your expectations shape your reality. The placebo effect is something that is seen in all medicine. When you think that you're getting medication that actually helps you for your elements, it actually is probably a sugar tablet or there's nothing inside it. It's been proven that they solve headaches, knee surgeries have been faked, all kinds of things have happened because people believed that they were receiving the necessary treatment to solve that ailment. However, it was just a fake. It was a placebo. So knowing what you expect is a big part of seeing what you'll get and achieving what you'll get. You need both habit goals and achievement goals. So the book goes into details as to why, but always have goals that at this rough time in future, I want to be this, and while I'm doing this every single week or every single day or month, I want these things to happen. Having a balance of both types of goals can, set somebody up for success, but leaving one type of goal out can be detrimental. So now here's the fun part. We're going to actually get into the fitness assessment. On my Instagram for the last year and a half or year or so, I've been like actually recording myself on Instagram. And what's weird is that it actually motivates me to go to the gym more and harder. I think it's not social affirmation or anything. It's just the fact that I'm actually seeing my progress and seeing me apply some of these principles that is making me become better than I've ever been, even when I played CIS football and did all these sports. And it's like one of the most fulfilling feelings ever. So on my Instagram, I have like a free assessment that I give to people that fill in the form on like basic things like their weights, gender, and based on this, I use some software to put together like a quick assessment, a high level assessment on how I can actually get them to meet their fitness goals. And it's amazing how it's a crazy how simple it is. It's not complicated at all. It's just it's not easy, but it's not complicated. There's no magic quick fix, or there's no crazy product that makes you fit in a day kind of thing. It's just like the optimal breakdown of food that can get and breakdown of a workout and type of workout that can get you to just reach your goals. So that's basically it. So I go through this info. So here's a sample infographic. I hid the name. This is a sample of a sample data point, right? So fitness assessment. So this is an individual that's a hybrid, that wants to be strong. So be able to exert a lot of force and be able to have muscular size as well. while also having endurance, so being able to carry on an activity for an extended period of time. And so looking at this, and I also add 150 strength studies that I've picked up over the years, friends have showed me over the years, etc. And so, so the first step, the diet. So the diet's always the most important part of any workout regime. Like I've been, if you just scroll through my Instagram, like I've been able to do great things just from working out, but then the diet is actually number one. Um, and I go into a study that says, so I read a bunch of different studies. Many of them say that 0.64 grams per pound of body weight is actually just like that's the amount of protein that one needs to be able to accelerate their muscular growth without you inputting too much protein such that you're wasting protein and wasting your time. So, which is wasting money. So if you look at that, I just make like a little cute graphic saying, oh, here's your required amount of protein. Probably don't consume more than this, don't consume more than this. So this is kind of based on the studies and based on the user's weights that I put together right here. From there, I go into, so there's this app called Wolfram Alpha. And so what it's just it uses like publicly available population data to say that there are users in these different categories that need this many calories based on their weight, gender, and age. So based on your weight, gender, and age, I just look at, okay, this is your calorie requirements based on X amount of activity level that the user entered in. And based on that, I'm able to then say, okay, I suggest if you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, 10% deficit or surplus of calories based on what it says here. Pretty straightforward. Macronutrient ratios, so I look at the macro. So when everyone says macros, it's like, what is that? So basically, with all the hype, all I'm saying is just some of the most important nutrients, big nutrients, macro. So without getting into the specifics, micronutrients, focusing on the big picture, right? Proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. All of them are important. In order to gain, like some plants would have more carbohydrates. In order to lose, some will have higher protein and less fats, or sorry, less carbohydrates. Genetics, body type, and goals are the three things that I incorporate into like this breakdown. And I cite like a study and a bunch of different studies at the bottom that adheres to the fact that this is an optimal breakdown. For example, somebody who's a mesomorph, somebody who's in between two extremes of body types, can maintain with a certain intake. For example, somebody who finds it hard to gain weight may need a plan with this percentage more carbohydrates. So those are just kind of tweaks I did. Frequency. So this individual, that's why I ask how many days a week is the individual free to work out in a given week. 4 times a week means that the individual, and for strength, that's perfect for many different programs, such as Jim Wendler's 531, for example. Like I would break it down to the main exercises that should be prioritized first in terms of strength training. For example, upper push, horizontal, lower squat, upper push vertical, and then lower hinge, deadlifts, and so on. And I emphasize quickly that aerobic finishers after the workout can help you get your endurance goals because that's aerobic, and putting that after the workout would preserve muscular growth. The training type would be hybrid, so that I go on and say that weekly undelayed periodization is a great idea. And I say this because, so I cite some studies on daily undelayed periodization and why weekly actually outperforms many of these in many cases, and it's also simpler to program. So there may be specific cases, and so all this jargon, all this means is just that you have a week where, and this is for this individual, that you have a week where you're doing many more reps, and when you do many more reps, that's to build muscular size. When you do, so then in another week in the future, you do less reps, less sets, but more weights. So that would mean that you're actually trying to increase the contraction ability of your muscle fibers, which is a completely different type of muscle growth. And so knowing all these things is really key in getting you to your strength and fitness goals, right? Um, and yeah, so just go into more details about the specific training type I recommended for this individual, right? And yeah, so this is just tailored. Some individuals just want to be big. They'll do, and then they'll need to follow, and then they haven't been training before, so they'll be a completely different type of program. Some have more experience, so they'll get a program like this. It all depends on the individual, their goals, where they're at, and just how to basically break it down in a simple way so that you actually have the goals written down. You have something written down where you can go back to and say, okay, here are the goals I wanted to achieve. And going back to what we were talking about, where I said earlier, just that writing them down is the first step, right? And so at the bottom, I go into a bunch of studies saying, oh, these are the studies that, help out this. Here are some studies that can help you out. These are a bunch of studies from just like years of like saving it on notes and stuff like that from friends, Instagram. And my friends have played football, rugby, etc. In university. So this is some really good practical stuff. And yeah, so at the end you can see it's very, very simple. It's just, it may not be easy, but it's definitely simple. And yeah, so some old football plans. So the price varies. So at the moment of this recording, the price shows on the screen. And so the price is here for old football plans. So throughout my 4 years in university, I took notes of different plans I had, and this is just like a public drive that I share, well, private drive actually, that I share with the users that purchase this plan, and they have eternal access to all my plans that I've done in the past related to football. Next, here's a custom meal plan for your goals. So right here, pop this up. Yeah, I have a ton of different meal plans. These are all meal plans for different calorie intakes, bulking, for different bulking goals, etc. So it's like a plethora of meal plans. I think I have a bunch more than 80 or so. However, those plans are for the same food. So just based on the type of food that you want, we can just incorporate that into the plan, and we can get the plan that's more related to your goals in order for you to get your goals. So you see how simple it is, right? It took like a lot of time to get all these plans together, but I did all the groundwork for you. The research is all there. So that's how we can get you on your fitness plan. Next, my personal workouts. So a lot of people have been asking me, what's my personal plan? Prices as follows, and this is for access to all my future plans I'll be adding to a private drive, and it'll be on Google Drive, and it's just like it's a private folder that shows exclusive workouts from the things that weren't posted on YouTube or Twitter, or sorry, Instagram. And here's my private program, and so this program goes into things that I did not record on Twitter. All right, so here's my private program, and a lot of people have been asking me about my program. So here's like a private drive that shows all the different workouts I do and all the future plans that I will do on the private cloud. So this gets you exclusive access to that. Things that weren't posted on either YouTube or Instagram go here. And a 2-hour meet, so yeah, so if you want to be on video or if you're meeting at the time of the recording of this video in the Ottawa area, Ottawa, Canada, we can meet, and then we in the public gym, Good Life Fitness, etc. To then go over technique, any questions you have, etc. Next, so custom workout programming, and so $95 a month for 3 months is usually like the best kind of results you would get, and it's like really typical to see 3 months in a workout program. But I can draft something up in a week for free for you to get started. Let me know if you like it, then we can then proceed to get the work done. So there you have it. And again, here are the studies. So I mean, as you see, it's like nothing too crazy. It's just it's like the key takeaway. If you were to take one thing away from this video, it's just practicality. Writing down the goals, getting something on paper that's specific and that's actionable. I always go back to that acronym from the beginning of the video. And yeah, that's about it. So any training inquiries, fitness inquiries, contact me on Instagram, instagram.com/NatuMyers, or email. Some good knowledge here. So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, to close, yeah, so reaching your goals is something that has to be specific and actionable. And so yeah, what I offer right here is like some tangible action. Like it's pretty. So and it's funny how simple it is. It's just um, not maybe it's not easy, but it's really simple. And there's no like quick 1 day fix that will get it to where you want to be. It's just a matter of consistency. As they say, trust in the process. So yeah, so all the resources are here. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Any questions, just email me at natsumyers.com and we'll take it from there.